Alright, we should be live. We're back. We're doing Lorwyn Eclipsed Limited again. No, not jump in. Using that to get my dailies done easier and faster. We're below 10,000 gold because we picked up a draft token and I bought the booster pack too from today. So. Should we just save the draft token? Because in 2 months there's going to be a new set. Nah, we'll use it here. It's fine. Get that 10% discount. Oh, is it my turn now? Do I get to be Maralen the Mornsong? I have beaten this card, I think, exactly once, and I made my opponent discard it on turn 2 with anti-sentence. Like, Maralen is absurdly good, and if you're playing against an elf deck, like, you only get to cast one per turn, but if you get to play against another elf deck, or randomly a deck with a bunch of fairies in it, and the thing that you hit is another elf or fairy, it's just so impossibly dumb. So good. Alright, so I'm thoroughly married to my first pick. I was about to say, I think I'm grabbing Foraging Wickermaw, looking at these cards. Rhymekin Recluse is real good, though. It's not an elf, or even a fairy, but I think I take the Recluse. If we wheel either of those two, I'll happily take those from the pack. There are 0 elves in this pack, and 0 fairies for good measure. Hey. What do I want? She's still a massive 4/5 flyer that might draw me an extra card or two over the course of a game. But it is disappointing if we don't get to win with Maralen, so... What am I going to take here? The Gravel Gill, Noggle Robber, Evolving Wilds. I'll take the Noggle, I think. Actually, no. Give me the removal spell. Let me just take Assert Perfection. Literally the only 2 elves in the entire pack. Good times. Good times. Honestly, I'm probably just going to take Shimmer Creep with Maralen, and what I'm seeing right now, I'm probably going to wind up some, like, soupy 3+ color deck anyway, so... Somebody else, like, Elves is, I think, currently the highest win rate deck, so I would not be surprised if we are just getting absolutely cut on Elves at this exact moment. Might legit take the Fairy, though. Like, if we're not going to be a cohesive Elves deck, take the thing that triggers Maralen anyway and is an okay creature. Because otherwise, what are we taking? Boggart, not really. Farmer, meh. Yeah, let's take the Glamourmite for right now. I'll probably regret that if I start seeing good elves randomly, but I'm not optimistic here. I'm pretty sure we're getting absolutely cut on elves. So. Again, this is probably going to be a 3 to 5 color soup deck. And I'm okay with that. As long as I get a handful of elves and fairies to trigger Maralen with and some changelings. Now I'm really hoping we wheel the 1/2 changeling, but I will gladly take the Wicker Folk for the Shimmer Creep value, among other things. Grab a changeling here, or a changeling. Maybe even a changeling. Yeah, give me this changeling first. I do like Unexpected Assistance. There is actually an elf in the pack that I could be taking. But given what I have, I think Assistance is actually pretty decent. I don't have any red cards yet. I do think this is one of the better cards in the pack, and I'd be taking, like, the core otherwise. Yeah, it would trigger Maralen, but I think I actually take the Zealot here. I think that's fine. Don't want Endurance. Don't really want Dream Caesar that badly either. I think I'll take the SWAT away. Alright, we did get the Scarecrow back, so that's pretty good. Infinite Goblins. I'll take the one that can give my other things haste. I'll actually take the Changeling here. Probably am not running Torchmaster, but we'll see. Well, first thing I'm inclined to out of this pack is Moon Vigil Adherents, because they don't care what creatures I have. Second thing is Great Forest Druid to fix my mana. I think I'll take the Ridiculous Creature. This thing is consistently huge and obnoxious. We're going to see a ton of elves from this direction because we didn't see any from the other direction, so nobody else is going to be in elves either. So the question then becomes, is like, do I take the elves or do I take, like, random fixing or something? The biggest problem with the Dignitary is it's going to be a 2-mana 2/3 if I don't get elves to go along with it, like ones I can get into my graveyard. I'm going to take Shine Striker here over the removal spell and the way to protect my things. Just gotta take more card draw. If I'm just drawing a ton of cards and I have decent creatures, then we'll be good, and decent mana. So I need more Foraging Wicker Maws and the Traveling Changeling, or whatever it's called. The 1/2. And we'll be golden. Do love Nameless Inversion. Is this the deck for it, though, or am I taking one of these other things? I need black from Maralen anyway, and the Shimmer Creep. Yeah, I'll take the inversion. Plus, it's an easy elf to get into the graveyard. There's a Sunderflock now just chilling, and I already have Forge Master, and yeah, Shimmer Creep's an elemental. Is it mana cost? Greatest mana cost. Okay. So Shimmer Creep helps with that. The Changelings do discount it by like 3 mana, so I'm down. Let's take it. Unwelcome Sprite. I don't have the self blight for Gnarlbark Elm. I have a few flash things in instance. Okay, we'll take the Sprite then. Do I want another Sneakling? I'd take the Brawler. Brawler would not be terrible here. Temporal Cleansing, Scarblade Malice. I think this is just taking Evolving Wilds to help my mana out a little bit. Alright. The 1/3 that draws me a card. You have a handful of fairies now. That thing's not terrible. Might actually want the Watcher here. I most definitely want the Stratosaur. And the Goat Nap. Okay, what have we got? Currently nothing enters from my graveyard. That's not at its best either. It's Temple Garden. I think this time it's Great Forest Druid over the second Nameless Inversion. There is also a Flame Braider here, but red's definitely a light splash right now. So... Taster's the better card, but I think this is the more consistent thing for our deck. Also the 2/2 lifelink for 2, but black is... I was going to say black is not guaranteed. I'm very inclined to take Unbury over either of these 2 elves here. A bunch of changelings. Yeah, I'm going to take the Unbury. Where are all my little fixin' dudes at? We're at that point where everybody's realized how good all the little fixin' dudes are and they don't show up as often. Although we did wheel the Foraging Wicker Maw, so if we could get another one of those at least, if not the Traveling Changeling, that'd be really good. And much better about picking up the Evolving Wilds and the Stratosaur at this point, though. Yeah, if red is just Zealot, then that's probably not happening now. Second one of those, first one of that. Grab another elf. This might actually be an okay Darkness Descends deck with what we have. A little hard to cast, but... how badly do I need fixing right now? So I also don't have a ton of interaction. I'm going to take it, but I'm hoping not to need it. Spiteful, probably. Brace again. Alright, give me the big body. This is the last one, right? So... Alright, give me the Aquatex. Alright, that one fixes. We could take another Sneakling. I think I want another, like, actual playable for me fixing spell, though. I don't think I need the second Sentinel. Council's meh right now. Dagger, and that. Okay. So we wound up with 3-color Sultai, whatever was lying around, plus Maralen. Alright, so what do we actually have? 45 cards? Alright, have we fixed the T-colon creature thing yet? There was an update before this week, and the answer is no. No, we have not. Alright. On a dignitary. What is my actual elf count? So I have 1 down here. We have 4 other elves. 5 other elves total, so I think she goes. Like, that's not even worth the effort at that point. Alright, we have 4 instants and 1, 2, possibly 3 flash spells for the 2/1 flyer here. Alright, we probably don't need the 1/3. Changeling. Am I down to 3 cuts? I have 1 Nameless Inversion, 1 Assert Perfection. Technically I have the Darkness Descends. And 2 Bounce Creatures. the SWAT away. Is it Chomping Changeling? I like having access to the effect. There are a bunch of really powerful artifacts and enchantments in the set. And a handful of, like... This guy gets run a lot, and just killing him sometimes is pretty good. Takes your opponent off their fixing and off of their vivid cards that they might be running. But I need room, so I think... Might legitimately be the spinners, but... disinclined to cut them. This inversion... You just lose the defenses then. I like my other cards more. I want the defenses to protect like a Sunderflock that's resolved or a Maralen or something, but... don't feel like I have that luxury. I like to cut one of my other good creature spells to run a protection spell. Don't know what that was, but okay. Like, I finished off my soda, and I didn't think I inhaled any of it, and all of a sudden, just felt a coughing fit coming on. Ugh. Ah, yes. The old 7-drop, 9-drop, uncastable bad Wrath effect. 4-land opening hand. I'm a tiny bit inclined to keep this, but we could very easily not draw anything and just die. I'm going to keep it. I like my land right now, and it would not take much. Ah, perfect. A spell that does absolutely stone nothing on this board, or with this hand, for an extended period of time. That is the perfect draw. Can we get like another 6-drop here? That's not my thing. No? Okay. Alright, well, if the opponent also does nothing for like 4 turns, then this thing is going to be absolute trash. Okay, never mind, they got the 2-2. Well, I either need a swamp or a spell I can cast that is worth casting right now. That is technically another swamp. Alright. That'll work. Just gonna go get it right now. Alright, give me like one more like 3/2 creature or something. Or 2 more, if you can. That's good. I'm a little concerned that the manual tapping means that they have the 2 blue counterspell, but I don't think I can not do this here and just hold them off for a while. I promise I'll stop dying eventually, because either I will and I'll be okay, or I won't and I'll be dead, so... At some point in time, though, it does have to stop. Oh, hey! Cheap castable spells! Who put those in my deck? And why did you put them so deep into the deck? Where they couldn't hurt anybody ever. Also, all of their things are elemental, so Sunderflock does actual nothing here. I'd like to minimize the amount of damage you're doing to my face here. Please and thank you. Oh, that ain't good for me. I'm taking 6 down to 5 now. Alright, Maralen, I need you to save my ass real quick, if you could. Once during each of your turns, you may cast a spell with mana value less than or equal the number of elves plus fairies you control. That's a 3 and a 4, so I cannot do that. Alright, well. They kill Maralen, I'm basically dead. I'm actually pretty dead. There's no 2-mana counterspell I'm going to hit. So I have to do this. And I hit 2 lands. Okay, that'll do it. Because I block this and I take exactly 5. Alright, well, I kept a terrible hand, and I got what I deserved. All I needed was that stupid 2/2 to not be 8 cards deep in my deck. Like, I could have saved myself so much damage. I just had an actual body to block something with at some point in time. Before it was already way too late. Well, I'm on the play and I have Maralen, so I have to believe this is happening. Yeah, I'm just gonna go get my island now. Get that F6 value, even though we're not playing on Magic Online. Yeah, it seems fine. Oh. Still dying. Well, part of me wants to be mana efficient, and part of me wants to tempo them and get an extra point of damage, but I guess I'm going for mana efficiency first. Even though if I hit the 5th land, I'd be able to play Maralen, but if I hit the 5th land, I'm probably trying to chain one of these two into Maralen anyway, so kind of a moot point. Plus, we'll get to bounce their 4-drop here. Or their 5-drop, if they Convoke. Yeah, I'm not sure I want to actually bounce their 5-drop that. Though at that point, I might bounce the token, though. would leave them with an 0-1 and me with a 2-2. That's not great. Alright. I'll bounce the token then. Jam for 4. Trade off my 3-2 for their 2-3 if they try and attack with it. I have to let that resolve first. I cannot, in fact, drag my Rhymekin directly in front of their 2-3 yet. Oh, you shouldn't have, opponent. I'm glad you did, but you really shouldn't have. So let's go black. And kill all your stuff. Play my land. Back for 2. Alright, let's see if I can hit one of your 2-drop spells. Ah, I can. Alright, well, use it or lose it. Alright, I'm going to be just a little bit greedy here, get my blue-black thing down, so that way I can turn the Wicker Folk green. Ah, an endless stream of 1/1s. That's neat. Yeah, I'll just take the 2. Go to my turn. Alright, so... Fester Creep. Drain you a little bit. I could attack with the 2-2 here, because this would be my blue permanent, that would be my black permanent, but... See if they want to make a guy and, like, multi-block with all their stuff. Okay. If they just want to chump with two of them. Nope, they're gonna block with everything. Hey, that's fine. Yeah, it seems really good here. I have 2 elves or 2 elementals. Okay, so... I guess I'm getting back the 2 elves at this point. Because Maralen and Safe Right just seem way stronger than... Yeah. Way stronger than Shimmer Creep and Rhyme. Rhymekin Recluse. Okay. It's like, I know it's Rhyme something. I cannot think what the actual name of the card is. Alright, 1 and 1. Stumbled a little out of the gate, but that's okay. That just puts us in the 0-1 bracket, where we can get those easy wins. No. No, you make like that a forest or that a forest, and I can keep this, but no. That's better? I put back the worst of the 2 5-drops, keep my Doomsday creature at hand. I mean, it is a better hand, but it's still not doing anything besides... Well, I guess I'm going to get the Scry one, so we have to find something faster. That is land number 4 for Maralen, so... I guess it doesn't matter if I shuffle. I was thinking, like, which land am I going to get, but... Doesn't super matter here. Because I shuffle anyway, even if I did put the other thing on the bottom. Let's wait a turn, see what they do, but... Gonna play a 3-2 that I can kill. Alright. Alright, so I have a double blue in my hand. I have... only 1 double black spell, right? So, I'm going to snap draw it when I take this island here. Ah, no. But I did draw another island instead. Alright, let's kill their merfolk that can get merfolk back. By tapping merfolk. That thing merfolk wants to do. Little Changeling's got that whole elk bellowing thing down pretty well. Wonder if they could possibly have the counterspell here. What flash creatures eat my 1/3? Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay. Alright, Maralen, go get him. I have faith in you. gonna kill her in response, so that way I can't... Oh, are they gonna swat her aside, or whatever it is? The thing that I cut from my deck? She is a fairy. She is swattable, technically. Pyrrhic Strike. Okay. So I exile the top 2 cards of their deck, and I get nothing, and I wouldn't have gotten a 1-drop anyway. Okay, that's fine. Alright. Lands for them. Ooh, it flies now. Also, Sunderflock's a 4-drop. They're not really doing anything anyway. Alright, I'm gonna wait one more turn on the flock. Because they wouldn't be lethal anyway. Alright, so they copy my 3/5, and that's adorable. Yay, my flying fairy flies now thanks to them. That was very kind of them. So anyway, then this happened. So now if they recast that, they just die. Unfortunately, if they're copying either my 3/5 or my 3/2, I don't get to Sunderflock them, but... Okay. I was gonna say, they need a 2-mana spell that stops one of my a 1-mana spell that stops one of my creatures, or a 2-mana Convoke spell, and I don't think either of those exist here. Alright, 2 and 1. Almost undying. Time to flip that coin. I hope it comes up, stop dying, and I'm still alive. Missing the color that would fix for the color that I'm missing. This hand is so bad if it doesn't draw a forest. And even if it does, then I get up to 4 mana with, like, multiple 5-drops. 7, 6, 5, yeah. Yeah, I think that has to be a mulligan. This is better? It is better, but it's not great. Alright, so the question is, do I keep this in case I draw my other swamp, or do I keep this in case I draw a forest? I think I have, like, the makings of not dying by, like, bouncing their guy and whatnot, and can hopefully draw some cards that I don't need the questionable wrath. Seriously, I have no idea why I'm choking to death right now. Like I said, it didn't feel like I inhaled any of the soda, just randomly and arbitrarily. Well, my opponent has made the master stroke of not playing anything for the first 2 turns of the game, so that way I have nothing to bounce with my 3/2. Well, I was wondering if I just bounce their treasure token here. I think I run out the 4/4 first and make them kill that, and then decide if I'm bouncing the treasure. Well, that gets them 2 lands, and then they can play another land this turn. Alright, back for 4 first, see what they do. Oh, one other creature. Why did I think this was a non-land permanent? Alright, well, I think I still have to do this then. I can't not get on the board, because they have way too much mana to work with and a ton of cards in hand. Plus another creature makes it easier for me to convoke unexpected assistance and still do other stuff in the turn. But yeah, they just have infinite mana now, so... Alright, that's actually good for me, because with the other Rhymekin, I get to bounce the 3/4 now if I want to. And then they're just out a token, so all they got was a land. So I can bounce the 3/4 now, or I can just attack with the 4/4 and see if they want to block. Which they don't. Okay. Just making sure. And then... yeah, we'll still bounce their 3/4 token here. There was a chance that they would double block the 4/4 and the 3/4 on my 4/4, because then I can't pump it enough, but they were worried about different combat tricks instead, so they just kind of let it happen. That's for 2? Well, upside is this thing does nothing because it wasn't cast, so... it just gives them... they currently have 2 treasures if I wanted to double block here. I don't, though, because of the other cards in my hand. Alright. So I can drain them for 3. 4/3 doesn't help against the 3/5 flyer. They have a 7/7 ground pounder thing and the pumps on the elf. Alright, let's drain them for 3 and hold up the card draw here and just pass. Their attacks aren't great except with the 3/5 unless they want to jam with everything, or if they have a really strong combat trick here. As they can only pump the safe right with itself, or yeah, the safe right can only pump itself right now. They don't have any other elves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, so they can pump it twice, right? So, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, right, he also can only be blocked by 1 creature. Do I chump block here? Or do I just take 7? Possibly more. I think I just take it. So 9, 10, 11. Go to 8. Yep. Discard the island, definitely. My turn. Four, 5, and 1, 2. Alright, kill that, because that's actually the biggest problem right now among all of their things. Pass that. Pass turn. So, in theory, we'll be able to Nameless Inversion down their 3-5. So we just have to not die for a turn or two. They played a ton of spells there, so... hopefully they're out. Doesn't look like they're out. Please low impact spell. That's not low impact, that's the same idiot I just killed. You start with me. Nothing in the graveyard. That's interesting. Alright. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13... 2 unknown cards. So, 13 is 2 pumps, makes it an 8-8. Two creature cards that share the same creature type. Alright. Make them spend their whole turn doing this. Alright, so let that happen. Kill that. So that would bounce my fairy, but also bounce their stupid giant druid here. Expected, safe right. Yeah, that's the biggest problem, is that they're just going to hit a bunch of stuff. They have 18 cards left in their deck, so it's not like they're going to run out of stuff anytime soon. The problem is if I don't pull the trigger soon, I'm not going to have that opportunity. I have to hope that they attack on the ground with a bunch of things, or I'm just going to lose this game. Upside is this is an instant, so it will still... still make them think I have potentially a combat trick here. Just ban that view bot there. There we go. That's what I needed them to do. No matter which two they kill, I get to get a bunch of stuff out of this, so... Yeah, that's nothing. Well, it's 1 life for them, but, you know, functionally nothing. Okay. So, cast this, pull back 2, get back you and you. My turn. So if I bounce their thing and attack them for 4 down to 6, then drain them for 2 down to 4, they gain 1 life back, they get a flyer. The other option is to just run this out first and bounce those 3 and leave them with the 3/5 and the 2 3/5s. I think that's better. And bounces my 4/3 flyer. So in theory, they need their 3/5 flyer to hold off my 4/3 anyway, so they can't just throw it away blocking the 5/5. So they need something else for the 5/5 first. They do get to gain a handful of life this way, that's true. So, technically... Technically, what I've done is stop them from using the Gristle Glutton for a turn or 2 and attacking me with a 1/1 Death Touch for a little poke damage, and giving myself time to draw another green creature, potentially. So replay that, send that back to the hand, attack them for 5, see what they do. Answer was go to 7. Okay, recast my Hexproof Flyer then. One extra card in my hand just in case they randomly have, like, the Discard Fairy or something. Don't need this land in play. So right now, well, I was going to say, right now on board a green permanent wins, but that's not true because they'll gain a life off of recasting the 3/5. Still have 15 cards, so that's not an option. Deck them. That is infinite turns away. Spry and Mighty. Alright. Well, that is mildly problematic, because 8 is my life total. And if one of those spontaneously starts flying, and I suddenly don't have a bunch of blockers, I suddenly don't have any blockers. So that's fatal, right? Because now I take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright. I'm sorry I couldn't beat all of my opponent's mythics. Like, all of their mythics? Jesus. Alright, you got it. There, because the Giant's a mythic, Emptiness is a mythic. What else did we have here? A rare. I had my rare, though. That was pretty cool. Or are we 2-2 now? Alright, can I at least get the third win? Third win stops it from being a train wreck. Fourth win is essentially break even. Fifth win is profit, and sixth and seventh win are just wonderful. Do I mind cycling to get my forest? Low-key, kind of. Like, triple swamp is so unnecessary. Triple island single swamp might be better. Although it does give me the out to draw the stupid -2/-2. The problem is I just want to cast this if I'm anywhere near hitting it. So the biggest problem is drawing green cards. The biggest problem is drawing green cards without drawing the forest first. Yep. Any green card, really, but 7-drop especially not great. We'll have to see what else I draw. Because we can get to the point where cycling this thing for the forest is correct. Especially if I see my Unbury or whatever. I've chosen red. Yeah. Alright, well, we wait on it anyway. Do it during their end step, but yeah, running out the 4-2 first into... Especially if they're not doing anything, I need to get on board now. So, let me go grab my forest. This is literally every swamp in my deck, right? This is actually literally every swamp in my deck, right? Hello, Nameless Inversion. How are you? So I drain them for 1. That knocks this guy down to a 6, which I can then cast on the following turn. Or I can flash in a 2-2. They don't have anything to get back, so Reaping Willow right now is just a 1-4. In fact, there's an argument to be made for flashing in the 2-2 to block it when they go for the attack that they're inevitably going for here. And then hitting it with Nameless Inversion afterwards. Just getting rid of it. Alright. So, play my swamp. So I'm going to 6/5 Trampler. Hang on to my little blue guy here. Oh, don't sweat an 0-4 on this board. Second Liminal Hold. Well, Opponent's making me feel real bad about not having the one changeling in here now. Alright. Well, let's do that. My second island. Last turn. Right side, they are down to one card in hand, and that is Maralen, and I do have... I don't have second green, though. Am I supposed to kill the 4/3 first and start chipping in for damage? They have 1, 2, 3 mana. Their other thing is tapped. Nah, I think this is Maralen first. Ah. I get to play that out and scry one. That seems fine here. Punch out that. And jam for 4 real quick. One double block. They did not. I do have to remember this is their Wicker Maw in case I get something like Sunderflock, because it'll bounce back to their hand. Okay. And then punch out Maralen. Yeah, punch out Maralen. Upside is, since it stops being a creature at end of turn, that will just fall off of it. Assuming I don't want to trade my 2/2 for their 4/4 if it attacks, yeah. Alright, so... Does this even do anything here? Like, I bounce the 0/4. They just recast it. So not really eating into their mana. It's not even a higher casting cost elemental for the Sunderflock, so... Does still make them recast it, though. Alright, I'm at 22. I don't care. Ah! There's Sunderflock, which does not bounce any of my stuff, but gives them their stupid Wicker Maw back for a Surveil here. And then they have an extra blocker to hold off my 3/5 against their 5/5. Alright. I already cycled my other thing, right? So I can't draw that yet. Oh, they bricked with the Kithkin. That's okay, everybody's bricking now. Oh, I feel like I'm going to lose now. If I actually had the Chomping Changeling in the deck, I'd be feeling pretty good here. But how many cards are left in their deck? 17. So I would need to revive Maralen, which would only get her back. Into 2 random ass Merfolk. Okay. But it doesn't matter if they're random merfolk or not if I never draw anything. That's frustrating. Yep, they're going to keep doing this trick now. Black is the only color they're missing. So Flock puts me to 10. Alright, there's that. So that's a start. Let's find something. Forest was not it. So I'm very nearly dead here with them tapping down my stuff. Yep, draw another card. So with the number of swamps they have drawn, I would not be surprised if we just lose to their Fester Creep showing up. 3 liminal holds, by the way. Yeah, I don't even think Maralen saves us anymore because she has to chump block now. Technically she doesn't because... Okay, there's the Fester Creep and they have exactly 5. Okay. Well, I tried. Now, everybody I play against, when they have Maralen, I never see my removal, or they just immediately get her back. Like I said, I've literally beaten that woman once in, what is this now, 10 drafts, and pre-release did 3 events, and I have beaten Maralen exactly once. I've played against her like 8 or 10 times now. Some stupid number. Alright, well, if you're watching this live, give me a minute, we'll try again. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a good rest of your day.